goes on. He describes what is happening in the movie. That's all he does. He doesn't really give background information. And he's watching Terminator Dark Fate, and he's like, she has been equipped with this ability to make her breasts larger. And some men like big breasts, some men like little breasts. And he's just going to describing the whole scene.
I understand the scene so much better now, Arnie. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That's brilliant.
I recommend you check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 25 of Straight to Series.
25.
My name's Connor.
I'm Ian.
And welcome. Check us out on Instagram. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Get on it. All right, so last week we had our Halloween extravaganza, so a bit later.
The Shining special.
But a bit later we'll be getting into Dr. Sleep. But for now, we move over to our favourite part of every week. Well, Ian's favourite. The box office, the numbers.
I get to turn into Rain Man.
Yes.
Because I'm severely autistic.
It is true. It makes him really good at all the production, but socially he's lackluster.
Have you finished talking?
Yes, I have finished talking. Joker is destroying
the $1 billion baby from the looks of it.
It looks like it.
Warner Bros is onto a winner.
They certainly are for the first time in a while. Well, actually, is that fair to say?
Aquaman.
Oh yeah, shit, forgot about that.
Aquaman did well.
Yeah, I try and forget about that movie.
It's strange how well it did.
Yeah.
1.1 billion.
Crazy. But
I think Momoa's pecs had something to do with that.
Me too.
Got me there.
The man does have star power,
He does. It's kind of odd though, because he'll be in like a direct to DVD movie, and then he's in Aquaman,
and everyone loves him.
Yeah,
it's
he's
strange.
very likable.
He is very likable
when he talks.
Yeah.
Do you ever see him? He looks like a bum sometimes.
He does.
He looks kind of homeless, but like the best looking homeless man you've ever seen.
And you know what? He kind of like, when he's like doing his like antics, he's not doing celebrity antics. He's just doing like what he wants to do.
Yeah.
So he goes like dirt bike riding and throws axes and drinks Guinness and stuff, and it's just
such a badass.
Yeah, it's just really weird, and it's like you're looking at him, you're like, you were doing this all before you were famous as well. Like why this is weird.
Yeah, he's just a cool dude. Like, yeah. I don't know if he knows how to tie his laces. I've always seen him with boots, and they're like so wide open.
Yeah.
But he wears them well.
Maybe that's his downfall. He can't tie laces. That's why Khal Drogo was killed. Couldn't tie laces. But yeah, the Joker. Now you've loads of interesting facts about the Joker.
This is a milestone for box office history.
Box office history that's broken almost every month.
Yeah, true. But this is different. Like, this is the first R-rated movie. Well, like, hasn't made $1 billion yet.
No.
But it's a sure thing at this point.
Did we say what it has made?
It's on 948 million right now.
That's a lot of moolah.
That's a lot of dough.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pieces. Nice.
Thank you.
So it's a given. So when we're recording, this is on 948. By the end of this weekend, it might be $1 billion.
Yeah.
If it's not this weekend, it's next week. But this is huge. First R-rated movie. And why that's significant is because studios have kind of given themselves their own set of rules. Mm-hmm. And one of them is an R-rated movie just can't do that well.
Yeah.
Because, and like, it makes sense because you're making the market smaller.
Totally.
So if it's not PG-13, kids can't go see the movie. But this just shows that those
it's not the case.
Made up rules are not the case.
And what bucked the trend initially? Deadpool.
I would say Deadpool. Yeah,
Deadpool.
Now Logan was around the same time as well.
No, Deadpool was way before. No, dude, Deadpool was first, and then Logan was a year after, and then Deadpool 2 came out, and it was like, they killed fucking Wolverine, so we're going to have to step it up. That was a whole plot in Deadpool 2.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Logan dies at the end of Logan.
You know, when I went to see that, a guy left.
Really?
Just before he died. He knew it was coming.
I've heard people are walking out of Dark Fate because of a scene that happens at the very beginning.
Oh, and I've seen it. Yeah, and I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I've a problem with people who've done this though. Mm-hmm. Like, I've read a few reviews that's like, oh, it destroys the legacy.
Yeah.
I'm like, have you not seen the other 2 to 3 movies that have also destroyed the legacy? But this is the one that takes the cake.
I've heard that they do. I've heard that this is the best. Yeah, you said yourself that Dark Fate is the best third Terminator movie that we've ever got.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And yet it is bombing the hardest.
It really is.
It costs a lot of money. And I was actually going to get to that because Joker has Dark Fate to tank and it has Gemini Man to tank.
Mm-hmm.
Because those two bombs have helped Joker just rise higher and higher.
Yeah.
Because like Will Smith should have knocked Joker off the mantle.
Normally.
Or at least kind of nudged him off a bit and like to share it. But two Will Smiths just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I was looking, man, Gemini Man is crashing hard for a Will Smith movie.
Yeah. Like even Focus did well. Did you see Focus?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, sadly. It's not the best movie.
It's fine.
But Will Smith's a good guy, but a con man that's destroying people's lives. But a good guy.
Yeah, it's so strange Will Smith can never play a bad guy. Whereas I'd really like to see him as a bad guy.
Which he signed on. We actually covered that
a while
ago.
Did.
He signed on for some gangster.
Yeah. But even as a gangster, like there's going to be some redeemable aspect, you know, like he's really
cheekbones.
He's really nice to his mother, looks after his family. You know?
Just can't see him as
he'll be doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, he'll do the soundtrack as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Going straight.
Wicked wild west.
But with drug trafficking.
Drug. I don't know. How does he rap? Without swear words.
Does he rap?
I don't know.
He's like the poppiest rapper ever.
Yeah, he really is.
Good for him.
In fairness, you heard the story of why he doesn't swear in his raps?
No.
His grandmother found his notebook where he used to write all his raps in, and she said, "You're better than this." Or she wrote like something like, "You're better than this, like you don't need this." And he kind of vowed to himself that if he was rapping, he'd never put like swear words in it. That's why he doesn't swear in any of his raps.
It's about time to break that promise, though.
Yeah.
I'd love to know if it was like super R-rated. He's like, "Girl, I'm gonna split you in two, you fucking slaughter." You know, something so like Big Willie would have a different meaning. If you know
it was
what I
like
mean.
no Vaseline. He wrote down
Big Willie coming in with no Vaseline.
No Vaseline. I love that song. It's great in Straight Outta Compton.
And now he's just like, "I'm drinking apple juice.
Drinking apple juice by the river with my consenting gal pals."
Yeah.
No, I love in Straight Outta Compton where they played No Vaseline and you see Paul Giamatti and he's reacting to it and he's like, "You're getting fucked by a Jew." And as that line comes with Paul Giamatti, he's like, "Can you believe this? Can you believe what he's saying?"
Paul Giamatti's like the whitest guy as well to get
in
there. I love it.
He's so good in that movie.
It's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
It's a really good movie.
Who's the guy who plays Eazy-E? Because he's amazing.
I don't know. Yeah. But he's really good.
He's so good in it.
Yeah.
I know it's Ice Cube. It's what's his name?
Something Jackson, yeah.
It's not Andre.
No, it's not.
It's not Andre Jackson.
But I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ice Cube's son.
Ice Cube's son plays Ice Cube, and then the guy who plays Dr. Dre.
O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea Jackson.
Because I was thinking it's two surnames.
Yeah.
There's two surnames in it.
O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah.
And
we're Irish, so O'Shea is not a first name.
It most certainly is not. Yeah, it's a cool name though. O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah.
You're gonna be famous with that name.
You really do.
And with that dad.
Yeah. But and even the guy who plays Dr. Dre is awesome.
He's really good.
I actually love that whole cast. It's so good.
He's doing well though. He's popped up in a few things.
Isn't he in The Walking Dead?
Is that the same guy?
I don't know.
I don't know if I was like.
Have we had this conversation before?
I don't know.
I'll check. We'll find out.
He looks really like that dude. He was in 24. I think 24 Legacy, which was like the reboot of 24 and lasted one season.
Oh, okay.
Kiefer Sutherland never even got to make his cameo, I don't think. He's in Six Underground.
Yes,
6 Underground, isn't he?
That's the last time we were talking about him. I knew we spoke about him before.
And he was in the new King Kong. Maybe I'm being wrong. No, I think that's O'Shea Jackson actually.
Corey Hawkins. No, O'Shea is in the new King Kong.
Oh no, it's Godzilla. Sorry, it's a new Godzilla. Oh, it's Godzilla, King of Monsters. Yeah, Godzilla.
24. Oh fuck. Oh, maybe I am being racist.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah. No, he is Walking Dead. Whew.
Grand, because I had that same thought.
Whew. He's Heath in The Walking Dead.
What a name.
Yeah, it's a good name. He loses his leg in the comics. Let's continue.
Yeah. So Terminator though, which is decent. It's actually decent.
Yeah.
That also is bombing. It was reported that they could lose up to 100 to 120 million.
Jesus.
On that alone. It costs 185 million to make. And speaking of Deadpools, it's the Deadpool director Tim Miller. So Gemini Man and Dark Fate, Terminator Dark Fate are tanking so hard that Joker is going to make $1 billion.
It's so strange though that it's funny that a Deadpool movie has allowed us to see this movie about the Joker, you know?
I know,
because
yeah.
this movie would never get made if Deadpool hadn't set the precedent, and then Logan, obviously,
and then Hellboy.
Yeah,
was the R-rated movie this year, the
and
big
bombed.
comic book R-rated movie, and that bombed so hard.
Yeah.
But it just shows if you make a shit movie, I bet like there was loads of studio execs going, "Told you, R-rated."
Doesn't
no
work.
money in it.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
Deadpool was just that lucky one.
Yeah. It turns out if you make a good movie, whether it's R-rated or not, people are gonna go see it.
It's gonna make the dough.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I have some fun facts about this. Right?
Hit me with them.
So why is so significant that Joker is gonna make $1 billion?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, no China.
Mm-hmm.
No Chinese release.
No Chinese release.
Which is crazy.
Huge deal.
A huge deal.
Yeah.
You're talking like Fast and Furious lives and dies by the Chinese box office.
Yeah.
You're talking 300 million they make the box office. Hobbs and Shaw would not be viewed as such a big hit if it wasn't for the Chinese box office. So it's kind of crazy that it's not being released in China, because if it was now it could bomb in China as well. Like Star Wars does not do well in China.
Yeah.
But yet Avengers does super well in China. I think Avatar is going to eat up that Chinese money.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be huge in
all
China.
7 of the sequels are going to destroy in China.
Jim Cameron's going to be making Avatar movies for the rest of his life. Well, the first sequel's taken most of his life anyway.
Crazy, yeah. The fact that stuff has already been shot for that movie is just insane to me.
It's been filming since late 2017.
It's not a real movie in my mind still. It's just crazy old Jim Cameron talking about his Avatar movies.
Spending millions and millions.
Spending billions on this Avatar, living in a submarine.
I just know he's buying bigger and bigger tanks.
Yeah.
It's all about underwater CGI.
Totally,
Or underwater motion capture.
That's
a big thing.
Yeah, I just picture Steve Zissou, but it's James Cameron, you know? And he's just under and then he's just kind of popping around talking about Avatar.
That's probably my least favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Me too. It's not very good.
Even though I kind of grew to like it a bit. I think the soundtrack, I just love the soundtrack.
Yeah.
But sorry, here, let me just
and
say,
everyone in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The cast is just great. But so there's no China release, no 3D.
Yeah.
So it was released in IMAX, but with loads of cinema, cinema chains, they only have like 1 or 2 IMAX screens.
Yeah.
So it's not going to make the dent that 3D does. So, like, speaking of Avatar, like
totally
that just ate up those premium price tickets. You know what I mean?
And they're all the re-releases as well.
Yeah. So it's breaking the rule of it's R-rated, no Chinese release, no 3D, and it's not starting its own franchise.
That's 4 rules. It's broken.
Yeah.
4 major movie rules.
Because usually it's like, well, this is the start of a new franchise, and this is what studios are just blowing their loads so fast.
Yeah.
Like the new Terminator.
Totally.
It's a new trilogy.
Yeah.
They said that about Terminator Genesis. They said that about Terminator Salvation.
Yeah.
And of course, they didn't work out.
I love the way, by the way, we can name every single Terminator movie. You know, Terminator 1, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, Terminator 4 Salvation, Terminator 5 Genesis. Terminator 6 Dark Fate.
Do you remember when you seen the spelling of Genesis? I was like, I'm out.
Jenny Weisis.
Jenny Weisis.
Jenny Weisis. Do you remember when they spoiled the twist in the trailer and you're like, oh, John Connor's a Terminator? Hate it. It's so terrible. And
also, they're saying that this film, the Dark Fate, ruins the legacy.
No, not at all.
Like, what about all those other shit things?
What about all those other shit things? So
the Terminatrix as well. Fuck that.
Yeah, that was stupid. Have you heard Arnold's commentary for that scene?
No.
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger's commentary.
For which scene now is this?
For the scene where she makes her boobs bigger.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's commentary on DVDs is legendary because he describes what is happening in the movie. That's all he does. He doesn't really give background information, and he's watching Terminator Dark Fate, and he's like, and she has been equipped with this ability to make her breasts larger, and some men like big breasts, some men like little breasts, and he's just going to describing the whole scene.
I understand this scene so much better now, Arnie. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That's brilliant.
I recommend you check it out. But I haven't seen Dark Fate. I don't think I'm going to. But
you don't need to. Like, no. I think everyone's been shafted by now. You know that, like, what's it? Fool me once.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Fool me twice. Shame on. Wait, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
Yeah, well, this is like fool me 4 times. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, okay, I seen Rise of the Machines, you got me good.
Yeah.
Salvation, you got me even better.
Yeah.
Genesis, you raped me.
Yeah.
And took my money.
I like everyone in that movie in Dark Fate as well, but I don't have a desire to see it.
Oh, Linda Hamilton is excellent in it.
Is she?
She's still
How's
such
Arnie?
a badass. He's great in it. I actually really liked him. it becomes a bit of a CGI fest, which is what they've been doing in all of them lately. Like, isn't it funny that the slow lumbering Terminator was so excellent, and it was so simple. Yeah. And now I think everyone's like, well, surely he jumps 50 feet high if he jumps, you know? Yeah. It's just
why?
Short, you know, like little things like that. He actually doesn't jump 50 feet high in the movie, but you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like, well, what could a robot do?
Yeah.
It's always that. You're like, stop, relax.
I don't even think that's the problem. People think that they need to make these robots, they need to be faster or whatever.
RoboCop's gonna be the same, you know?
Yeah, exactly. When they made RoboCop, they had this bulky design, and they even do it in the movie where they're like, let's make him sleeker, make him black, you know?
And let's give him one hand.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, I would shoot him in the hand.
But Michael Keaton makes a great point where he's like, I want him to be able to shake people's hands. You know, it's such a corporate idea. Yeah. There are elements of that RoboCop sequel that I actually quite like.
Well, I love Joel Kinnaman.
Me too. I'm iffy on Joel Kinnaman.
I watched what was the show that he
had? Something bodies, Altered Carbon.
No.
What?
Way before that. The Killing.
Oh, The Killing.
He's actually great in that. He's so good in The Killing. And I was like, I said to my mate, oh, he's got this.
Yeah.
You don't know who Joel Kinnaman is, but I know, man.
Yeah.
Trust me, he's great. And then I watched the film, like, I swear he's good. You know, just maybe not in that movie.
I love Michael Keaton in that movie. I think he's great.
Who else is in it?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson and Commissioner Gordon.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman's in it as well.
Gary Oldman.
Some cast.
It is some cast. Michael Keaton's the only one I think in that movie who does himself justice.
I like Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Do you?
He's the kind of news presenter guy. Well, he's not even, I don't know what he is, like TMZ dude or whatever.
He's like future TMZ or something.
Yeah.
But just to get back to Terminator, though, I'm not going to see the movie, but I watched the video breaking down the differences and what's new in it and everything.
Okay.
And I actually, having not seen the movie, I actually like what they... I don't want to spoil it for people who are going to see it. It's very unlikely that anyone's going to see it.
I'm sure some people still will.
Yeah, I'm sure some people still will. But I liked what they did to retcon what has happened in that they reinforce the ending of Judgment Day. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. I actually like the new take on it.
This is all redacted.
Yeah, this is all redacted. I like what they've done in the movie to explain why there's still Terminators and stuff and everything.
Yeah, it's cool.
Even though the scene that has people.
Do you know about the scene?
I do. I've seen it. I watched it online. Even though the scene they're talking about,
done really well.
It is done really well, and I watched it and I was like, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
Even if it does, like, I don't think it's earned enough. You know what I mean? I think the movie could have done a better job making that a bit more impactful. Yeah. You know, but
it's like they're talking about tainting a product that is tainted beyond belief at this point. Yeah. So then you're like, "Oh no, that's where I draw the line."
Yeah. Someone's looking at the gangrene in one of their fingers when their whole arm is withered away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ, look at that! I can't believe it's gotten so bad. And look over here and they're missing an arm and everything. So yeah. Anyway,
but here, Joker is $1 billion baby.
Totally.
And it's going to be the lowest budget movie ever to make $1 billion.
Crazy.
Which is so cool.
It is
and
really
the second lowest that I could find was Minions. At 74 million.
Oh wow. Kids love those Minions.
They do. They do love them Minions.
Goobity gabba.
It's like a French guy that's
banana. No, I think it's like the directors or something.
Is it?
Yeah,
no way.
Who in the Despicable Me directors, they just like went in and said nonsense and threw in like French and everything.
Why not?
I don't know. Anyway.
Well, that's really the box office rundown.
Yeah.
It's that Joker is still destroying and that Terminator... It's a pity that it's the best movie since T2.
Totally.
Since Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And it's falling flat in its face financially. But I always thought it was going to fall flat anyway. Like, we've done this and we've done this. And what's the definition of
insanity?
Insanity, yeah. Doing the same thing and expecting a different result over and over again. Like, they've done this.
Did you ever play Far Cry 3, the video game?
No.
There's a great line. So the guy he's in Better Call Saul. He's the guy who like poisons Don Hector and all those people.
Okay.
You know that actor?
Yeah.
His name is Michael Mando, but he plays this like villainous character, and one of the famous scenes in it is that it's one of the best performances in a video game. Like, it's always touted as being amazing, but one of the big speeches he always gives is the definition of insanity. So whenever someone says that, that's what I think of.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. I must show you the scene. Everyone should check it out. It's from Far Cry 3. It's so good.
But yeah, so I don't understand. Like, I could have told you that Terminator wasn't going to make money. I knew it wasn't going to be a trilogy as well. And the whole thing of James Cameron coming back, but didn't he come back for all of them?
He came back for Genesis. He gave Genesis his stamp of approval.
Yeah.
I don't think now. I'm not sure if he did on Salvation.
Maybe not. I don't know.
He definitely did it for Genesis.
I bet Rise of the Machines. I bet he was back for that as well. I'd like to think so.
Yeah,
he was the one who's like, well, we should make our boobs bigger.
Yeah. That was James. All right. You can see the touch of James in this scene when her boobs get bigger. Yeah. Do you think it's receiving Dark Fate is getting so much hate because it's a mainly female cast?
That is interesting. I did feel that watching it.
Really?
I was a bit like, it just seems a bit weird. I know it's just going to sound like, oh, you're sexist.
Yeah.
Like, The Hangover just has a bunch of guys going around.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, oh, here's a really strong female character.
Yeah.
Here's another really strong female character.
Yeah.
What are we going to wedge between them? Another really strong female character.
Yeah.
And it just felt like they were really making a point of this. Where when you're watching, when J.J. Abrams wrote The Force Awakens, Rey was the first real strong female Jedi, but it's just natural because it's not as if then she meets Finn. It's as if she met another female and then they both teamed up with Leia. It does feel like that a bit. And then Arnie is just like the hanger on.
Yeah.
Come on this way, guys.
Almost like he can't keep up with the rest of them.
Yeah.
I think
because Linda Hamilton is so strong.
Yeah.
And
totally.
then he put Mackenzie Dern. Oh no, it's not Mackenzie Dern.
Davis. Is this?
Mackenzie Davis. Yeah,
is
Mackenzie is her first name.
Yeah.
Which another surname that's her first name.
First name. Never trust her, but anyway.
I think it is Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah. I'll check anyway, but so
she's super good in it. She's so strong, so believable.
Cool.
As this strong character. But then you have this Latina girl.
Yeah.
And I just feel like she's pretending through the whole movie.
That she's strong? Or
yeah, I don't know. You feel like she's acting. It's bad when you feel... Where Linda Hamilton, I'm like, she's just a true badass.
It is.
Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's really good.
Yeah.
She's great in Blade Runner.
And in
2049.
Black Mirror.
Oh, yeah, Black Mirror.
One of the best.
San Juniper?
San Junipero. I think that's it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's also in The Martian.
Yes. Yeah, I was just looking at that there.
Yeah, she's working for NASA.
Yeah. She's really good in that. In a really strange role.
I think she's great. Like, she's like the super action hero in Terminator Dark Fate.
Yeah.
But she's kind of a broad, tall girl.
Yeah.
So you really feel her presence, that way. Where the Latina girl is just, she's tiny, but also I think the problem is they make her strong too quickly. So she goes from being a normal person to being like Sarah Connor in Judgment Day halfway through the movie. Do you get me? Where we kind of got to see a weak Sarah Connor. Kyle Reese kind of helps her.
Yeah.
And by the end of the first movie,
totally.
she's still not even a full badass. Like she's still like Sarah Connor, just with a bit more grit. And then by T2, she's the Sarah Connor that we know and love.
But then you have the John Connor who's the weak link in that. And then and then he doesn't even become a badass like at all in that movie. It's just
he's kind of too young. It'd be so weird as well.
Exactly. And then
you know what I mean? Like, so we got a full movie of her being a normal person and becoming a full-fledged badass in the second one.
Yeah.
I felt by halfway through Terminator Dark Fate that this girl was she was so strong, way too strong. I was like, oh my god, you're watching people die and this robot's coming after you,
not
and
freaking
all of a
out.
sudden you're just like, you know what? And she has like a bit of a speech and all, and you're just like, tone it back. Like, we have Linda Hamilton, we have Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah.
We should have a weak character.
It's not bad. It's not a bad thing to have a weak character in a movie, and I think maybe
not at all.
Maybe there's a fear now that they don't want to make a woman a weak character.
Even though having Linda Hamilton,
you know what, weak character isn't the strong thing. You can have a well-written character who is weak and in the movie,
and then they have something to overcome.
Yeah.
Now she's weak at the start, but it's just way too fast. Her development, to me. And see, I can't. This is like all. I have to redact stuff, but there's a certain line where they really hammer home the feminine side of it. Like they really go like, we're not sexist, and it's kind of like men are. It's not men are bad, but it's. I can't say it. I'll tell you afterwards. But there's a line that's a bit too on the nose. It's a bit too on the nose of like, we don't need men to help us.
Is it like the Batwoman when she sees the suit? He's like, "Hey, the suit's perfect design." He's like, "She will be when it fits a woman." Do you remember that from the trailer?
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
But it kind of is in that same vein. And it's
Yeah.
just a bit much where you're like, oh my God, I get it. I get it. Like,
Yeah.
relax.
You're a badass. Take it easy.
You're relaxed.
Yeah. I believe you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was already bought in. Yeah.
Plus, Linda Hamilton is enough badassery for any movie.
Yeah.
Just her.
Totally.
Alone.
I agree.
More testosterone than I'll ever have.
Yeah, that's true. I certainly can't work out like her. I don't have the back definition that she has in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close.
And I'm strangely so attracted to her
Still.
in Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Well, she's got a granny voice now.
Oh, does she?
She sounds like she's been smoking
She's smoking a
cigars
few, yeah,
and drinking
yeah.
whiskey.
Yeah. Do you know? This is gonna again. We've really gotten off topic on Dark Fate, but do you know? It's not a spoiler that Arnold Schwarzenegger's character runs a drapery service, right? And if you ring the number on his van, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. So like, there's a voicemail from it that you can listen to.
Oh, really?
If you ring the actual number, it's like, "Hi, I'm Carl. This is Carl's Draperies. I'm not available right now." And then he's like, "Whatever." But then at the end, he goes, "All right, leave a message and I'll get back to you. Hasta la vista, baby." And
Oh,
hangs
amazing.
up. Yeah.
Well, here, actually, one thing I was going to say, just you reminded me, is Arnie's humor in Dark Fate is perfect. Compared to
Good.
Genesis, where it's kind of goofy and he's doing the smile and all of that, and it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
In this, it's really deadpan. So it's like the Terminator telling a joke, and it's really good.
Someone in the review I watched, someone said it's the first time they've really gotten a more human Terminator right in the films.
Yes, definitely. Because he still addresses that he's a robot, and that he's almost faking it in a way.
But people say, but one of the things that is throughout all Terminator movies is that dogs don't like Terminators and respond badly, and then obviously the whole thing about Arnold Schwarzenegger is he has dogs in it, so it's kind of just showing that he's more human and everything. Yeah. Which all those elements sound really cool.
It's so hard to say anything without spoiling it.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you're a big Terminator fan,
check it out.
I would say check it out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't damage anything that hasn't been absolutely damaged and raped already. Like that franchise has been kicked to shit. It really has. It's been recycled and recycled. Totally. So this does not do anything worse than the other movies that just came before.
In fact, it's an improvement.
Oh, definitely. It's the best one since Judgment Day.
Would you watch another one?
I would, but I have a movie podcast. And, I'm always going to watch it anyway. Yeah. But I don't know if it would retain an audience, even if this did okay. Like it cost 185 million to make, so they put some big bucks into it.
They did.
The CGI though still is a bit dodgy at times. Some of it looks great, and then there's times where you're like, oh okay.
Man, it's such a good idea for a Terminator, the Rev 9 or whatever it is. I think it's such a good idea, but I'm kind of annoyed that the execution wasn't there. You know.
Your man's really good.
Gabriel Luna, is that his name?
I think it is, Gabriel Luna, the guy who played Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
He's actually great in it.
That's cool.
And he's not huge. Like, he's a tall dude, but he's not like Mr. Olympia, obviously. Yeah. You know, like, his veins aren't just popping out of his arm, but he's good. I actually liked him as Terminator in it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And you know, after watching Terminator for so long, you're almost... You're standoffish when you're like, he's not Terminator. Yeah. And by the end of the movie, I was like, I like him.
Well, that was the great thing about, I've forgotten the actor's name, but in Terminator 2, you know, you have that great bit where Arnie is like, you really see the flaws in the initial Terminator, and then he comes back and he's a smaller guy. He looks more like Kyle Reese, and he can interact with people normally.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, have you know, listen, I'm looking for this kid. Is everything okay? You know, and he's being real. Like, you see the interaction, whereas Arnie's still walking around like this.
Because he's smaller, he's more agile as well, and he's doing his fast running and all. I think that's my favorite one.
Me too.
Judgment Day.
The first one is amazing still.
I think the first one's great, but Judgment Day takes just an extra box for me. I don't know what it is.
I prefer all the behind the scenes stories from the first one because all of them are really cool because it's such a low budget movie, and that like at one stage they saw these cars that were unattended, and Jim Cameron, and they had to film most of it at night, so they would do their natural lighting or their own lighting of like street lamps and stuff. And at one stage they went past these unattended cars, and Jim Cameron was like, okay Arnie, we're gonna set up here, what I need you to do is go over and punch out the window in that car. Didn't own any of the cars or anything, Arnold Schwarzenegger just walked up and punched out the window of some car and then went in and got in or whatever, and then they're like, all right, we gotta go, and then they just left. Yeah.
But see, that's when Jim Cameron was modest and humble.
Yeah.
That was when he couldn't afford meals, and his mother would send him coupons.
Yeah.
So he storyboarded the whole. I love the idea of him storyboarding the whole movie while people wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
So he just was like, well, I'll just write. Like, he made a comic book.
Yeah.
He storyboarded the whole entire movie, so it was ready to go. So if anyone gave him the green light, he was like, well, it's prepared. Let's do it.
You know, they were almost arrested doing the last shot of the film. You know, when they're in the desert and it's Sarah Connor in the Jeep and everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know about this. Yeah.
And the cop comes up and he's like, oh, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, we're just making a short student film.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I
oh,
love
okay,
that.
cool. And he went away.
It's really cool.
And then it's Terminator.
He had no permit to.
Yeah, no permit to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
really cool.
so there's a kind of, we didn't anticipate that, but there's a Dark Fate review for you there.
There you go.
Yeah. We're finished with box office then?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna move on to the main review we had planned.
Yeah, which connects to our last episode. We did a Shining special.
We did,
and we got deep
into
we got
The Shining.
really deep. I didn't see a way out for a long time. I dreamt in the movie. I was in the movie.
Yeah. And
my girlfriend nearly broke up with me.
I'm not sure Ian ever left that podcast.
No, that's it.
He might
I'm
still
a
be
part
there.
of the Overlook now.
Yeah.
I am.
You're in that post picture at the end.
Yeah, I am. I fucking am.
Smiling next to Jack. No, so it's Dr. Sleep.
It's Dr. Sleep.
The long-awaited sequel, directed by Mike Flanagan.
Ewan
McGregor.
Rebecca, goddamn sexy Ferguson.
Oh, so beautiful.
And she just had a baby, and we were talking about this.
Yeah.
They downplay, like, she's in baggy clothes. She's still so goddamn gorgeous.
They don't even try. Like, they don't dress her provocatively or anything.
She's just got this reverence about her.
Yeah.
I would marry her face.
Yeah. She's just, there's something about her. It's just, you fall in love with her, you know?
I want to wear her skin. Oh, I mean, no, I'm right.
Yeah, you're right.
No, she's so beautiful. Like, she's just ridiculously hot.
But that's not the only reason you should see this movie.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty good sequel.
It's a decent sequel 39 years later.
Yeah.
And here, this is the thing. I've read so many people saying, oh, it's going to, like, actually, this connects to Terminator, Dark Fate. It's going to ruin the legacy.
Yeah.
It's 39 years later. Stanley Kubrick has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
If it's bad, it just doesn't connect to the movie. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's not as if, like, oh shit, all these creative parts are returning.
Yeah.
So it's officially a sequel.
It's not
you can take it or leave it. If you don't like it, it's nothing to do with the movie.
It's not even called The Shining Part 2. You know?
Exactly.
It's Dr. Sleep. You can just forget.
Dr. Sleep sounds so much different.
Yeah,
you know?
it does.
And I never knew why it was called Dr. Sleep.
It's cool, isn't it?
Is that from the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I did like that.
It's a good element.
Yeah. Because, you know, when you hear the name of a movie in a movie, it can be so lame.
Yeah.
It can be, like, you know, they keep dropping Titanic. I'm like, fuck's sake. No, but you know when there is actually a movie where it's, you know, I can't think of like a good example. I'm like, it's our Independence Day or whatever, but no, that actually
you
makes
need
sense
to work
as well.
together, Hobbs and Shaw. A Fast and Furious story.
Fast and Furious presents. You need to work together. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that just didn't seem as natural as it could have been.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
when I heard him say Dr. Sleep, I was like, I like the explanation.
It's cool.
Because it's a weird name.
Yeah.
Dr. Sleep, especially if you know The Shining.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck does Dr. Sleep relate to it?
I really like that. I love Dan Torrance's story in the whole thing. The way that, like, they don't go into it as much in the movie, but the way he kind of finds himself and he finds a place where he can accept his abilities, you know, that way. Yeah. Like, I really like how he helps people in the end, you know? Like, it's a real nice kind of character point, especially because you see him so low. You know, you see such a low point and he had such a rough childhood and everything. It's nice that he finds a job that, you know, it works for both him mentally and then he gets a good feeling out of it. It's just good.
Ewan McGregor was a great choice, wasn't it?
He is.
He really downplays the character.
Yeah.
In a great way.
Yeah.
Like, he's just so subtle through the whole movie and I love that.
And then he, you know, I wish, you know, it would have been nice to see him go a bit crazier.
Yeah, up it to 11. Well, like, you know, Jack Nicholson goes up to like 15. Like, that guy is crazy. Now, at the same time, Mike Flanagan is not as crazy as Stanley Kubrick, where he's like, well, let's shoot this staircase scene 127 times.
Exactly.
But wouldn't it have been a fun experiment if he did it for one or two scenes?
Yeah. Like,
if Mike Flanagan was like, oh, we could probably do this in 10, but I want to do at least 50.
Do a Kubrick. Do all the Overlook stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
It's in the trailer.
It's in
and
the trailer.
In the poster.
Yeah, it's in the poster. If he shot all the Overlook stuff Kubrick style and just see what came out, you know?
Yeah.
That would have been really interesting, actually. Yeah.
I read some really fun stuff about, like, you know, all the people that were working on this film. They're of the perfect age where they're between 30 and 50.
Yeah.
So they're all fanboys of The Shining or fangirls. And Mike Flanagan, who's the director, in case we haven't said that, we've just thrown his name out.
Yeah.
With no link to what he has to do with it. But Mike Flanagan, who also did The Haunting of Hill House, which is absolutely superb on Netflix.
Superb, truly superb. Check it out. And Gerald's Game.
And another Stephen King adaptation as well.
And Hush.
Which I haven't seen, but you were telling me is great.
Hush is great. And he said it's his third Stephen King adaptation, but it's the first one he's worked with Stephen King on.
Right. And they seem to enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, they seem to.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen King has this great quote in this interview I was watching. He says, I think Mike has made a fine sequel to... I think Mike has made a great sequel to Stanley Kubrick's The Shining movie and a fine adaptation of Dr. Sleep.
A sneaky little jab.
You know, right at the end.
Especially, do you know what? It would hurt more because Mike Flanagan is such a fan.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, come on.
I think he did a really good job of making... taking what is good in the book, because the book is a sequel to the book, whereas this is a sequel to the movie, and I think the distinctions are really good.
Well, here he said in an interview I was reading that he was doing three things. He was doing a sequel to the movie, and he was adapting the book, and then he was trying to there was one other thing. And he was making he was trying to make a sequel to the book, a sequel to the movie, and then adapting Dr. Sleep as well. And that's what he was saying. He was trying to merge all three. And that's why he confided in Stephen King as well to try to get his approval on certain things. And I do feel like you can almost see the greasy fingertips of Stephen King at times. But there's one or two things, like the ending.
Getting some fuck yous into Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, the ending, we won't spoil it.
No, we won't spoil it.
But that was Mike Flanagan's idea. He went to Stephen King, and Stephen King loved that idea. And you know he would.
Of course he would. Yeah, of course he loved that idea.
As he's masturbating in the mirror.
Yeah.
Going, I love that. I love that.
He love it.
I'm a great writer.
He
is a great writer, but you know his ego is massive.
It is. Dr. Sleep has a few problems actually that I think the movie does a good job of addressing.
Yeah.
In that the villains in Dr. Sleep are kind of incompetent. Like they're scary and everything, and they're a bit like you really are afraid for the characters. But I don't want to give away, but they make them more of a threat in the movie.
They're definitely a threat in the movie,
and they make them far more terrifying, and they actually accomplish things that they don't accomplish in the book, which is really cool. And I mean, as we were talking about Ewan McGregor's performance, he does such a good job of being really understated. And that's perfect. Understated and like reserved, but then being like showing that he's actually like a super powerful psychic as well, which is kind of like a Jedi thing as well. Which
and that girl, that was her first movie.
Oh, she's so good.
I don't know her
Abra.
name. Yeah, that's their character's name.
That's her character's name, but
I'll get her name up here. It's Kylie Curran.
She's awesome.
Kylie Curran, she's brilliant, and she's something like 12. Do you know the auditions around 900 people?
Really?
Where didn't Daniel Lloyd, who plays Danny,
it was like the same.
It was like something like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And supposedly, like, even Ewan McGregor was like, "Oh, she's the one, surely."
Really?
Like to Mike Flanagan, he was
That's
like,
cool.
"She's such a standout." Oh yeah, sorry. What I was saying is when I was telling you about them all being fanboys and fangirls of it, they made a replica of the set from the original movie, and that's in the trailer, as people seen, where you see a different actor playing Danny cycling on the big wheel.
You can see the behind the scenes of them building that set.
I watched some of it, but here's the thing that's awesome: they made an adult size big wheel, so that all the actors and people on the set could do the cycle.
Oh, that's so cool.
Of the rooms. How amazing is that?
That's so cool.
And
it's such a fanboy thing.
Yeah, and that's when you know Mike Flanagan is a true fan of the source material and the original movie.
Yeah.
And he talks about how he has footage of Rebecca Ferguson at night on the set cycling around and just laughing to herself. Like, how cool is that?
Oh, it's so cool.
That's when I was like, wow, that's I love when you know someone's a fan.
Yeah.
Like, they're a true fan. They're not just coming in as a professional going, well, I want to make an adequate movie that makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's actually a true fan.
I want to see the DVD extras for that.
I know. I hope it has to be on it.
Surely.
And also they were talking about how the carpet, they took ages to make the carpet the perfect replica. And in the end, they had to use post-production to even color correct it slightly because it just still didn't have the exact color they wanted.
That's so cool.
Isn't it?
But when they did the big reel thing, it was the actual layout. Because you told me before we started.
They got the blueprints. The real blueprints from the Kubrick estate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that. And you hear... I was saying this to you because we got deep into this. As I said, I'm still not... I haven't recovered. No. I'm still not... I'm half the person I used to be.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's part of me still the Overlook. Mm-hmm. And so the hotel itself makes no sense. Like the structural... Not integrity, but the
layout.
The layout makes no sense. There's anomalies everywhere where rooms don't exist because they can't exist. And yeah, there's like rooms that go to nowhere and there's hallways that go to nowhere. Mm-hmm. And... Mike Flanagan, the fan that he is, got to see the original blueprints that the people who designed the sets had made.
So cool.
And it's really cool. And I wish obviously, you actually made a good point to me where you're like, maybe he couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because I want to know if it was 100% on purpose.
Totally.
That things just structurally made no sense.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting where you think of like movie like behind the scenes movie stuff that you'd really like to see. Like, the set design for the Overlook Hotel is one that I'd love to see, you know?
Oh, big time.
Just thinking about what made no sense, and, you know, it'd be really interesting, you know?
Yeah, big time. And I do, though, you were saying to me, and you made a really good point, you're like, maybe Mike Flanagan was not allowed to divulge that information, and it is better. Mm-hmm. I'd like them more. I enjoy obsessing over it.
Totally.
I want an answer, but you know, the answer might not be as magical as I want it to be.
A good TV show that addressed this is this is good. Sherlock Holmes. You know, the one with Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman, not Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
Sherlock dies at the end of season 2, and then season 3 they've the whole episode about people coming up with theories of how he came back,
and all the theories are amazing. They're so fun.
Yeah, and then you find it at the end, and it's almost like disappointing how he came back.
Yeah,
and I don't think the show kind of goes down from there. Like the 3rd and 4th season aren't great.
I've never seen the 4th season.
It's all not great. Like,
and he did that special.
Yeah,
that was like set in, I don't know, like what was it, like the 40s or something?
It's set in the early 1920s.
Oh,
like
was it? Okay.
Where the books were set, basically.
Yeah, I never seen that.
And again, you know, it's all kind of disappointing because basically they could never live up to Moriarty, played magnificently
by the Irish guy.
Can't think of his name. He's in Fleabag as well now.
He's also in Dark Mirror. Oh, sorry,
Black Mirror. I know he has that great episode of Black Mirror.
That's my favorite episode of last season.
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't a big fan of that season, actually.
It's not a great season, but his episode is fucking great.
He is great.
He's so good. He's also in Stag Do.
Stag Do.
Shit movie.
I've never seen that.
So bad. I watched it because he was in it, and I was like, he'll drag this movie up.
Yeah.
He didn't. He did not.
That's a pity.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the show could never live up to Moriarty, basically.
And like, it's like Never Meet Your Hero. I kind of like how Mike Flanagan didn't tell us if those things were on purpose. Are you looking for his name?
Yeah, Andrew Scott.
Andrew Scott, that's it. Yeah.
I'm on name duty today. It's just finding people's names, making sure. Yeah, I like how Mike Flanagan wouldn't reveal that.
But isn't it so cool that the big wheel thing? Like,
love it.
And I was reading as well that they'd go around with iPads and they'd have all the set pictures from the original movie, and they'd be just like changing little things, you know, just moving pictures and all like that. And I think everything was real except for the ceiling of the Colorado lounge. That was CGI'd because they just had lighting.
Okay.
You know, like stage lighting. Yeah. So that was the only thing. Do you see the nod to Ullman's office?
Loved it.
It's so obvious.
Yeah, it is. But I loved it either way.
Yeah.
Talking about lighting there. Sorry, I meant to ask you this earlier. Did you watch that video I sent you from the Joker cinematographer?
I didn't. I liked how right at the start though they say how that blooper reel that was it Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel?
Kimmel or I can't remember.
One of the Jimmys.
It was fake basically.
Yeah, but we kind of thought it was fake because he starts talking about Cher
and his name is Cher. Yeah,
and your man's Cher with SHER.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a really cool. I'd recommend checking it out. And that guy has worked with Todd Phillips.
This is the cinematographer of Joker talking about the importance of lighting and color.
Yeah.
And how that tells a story.
It's really good.
I only watched like the first minute of it, but I do intend to 100% watch it. When you sent it to me, I was already aware of it. Like,
it's it's really good. And like as someone I'm obviously interested in film, but you don't find a lot of like promotion for stuff that cinematographers do. Like
Roger Deakins should do one.
Yeah, Roger Deakins should do one. But who's the magazine that do it? Is it Variety or is it GQ?
I know Variety did the one with Todd Phillips when he was breaking down the scene.
It's Variety then, I think. Yeah, because Variety do like accent coach breaks down accents and stuff.
I've seen that as well. That's really good.
Watch them all the time.
I need to watch them because I cannot do an accent to save my life.
I love doing impressions.
If someone said, "Oh, dude, you make an accent or I'm going to kill you," I'm like, "Oh, me so honey."
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot me in the face.
Shoot you in the face. Yeah. Bert Kreischer.
I deserve this.
Whenever I think of that, like gun to your head example, Bert Kreischer, you know, the comedian, he has this great one where he talks about
the man who owns no shirt.
And if he does, he takes it off anyway. He says if a terrorist kidnaps our family, put a gun to our heads, and said, "If one of you doesn't give me a hand job, I'm gonna kill you all." Bert Kreischer goes, "Step back, honey, I got this." You know? He's like, "My wife is terrible at giving me." Whenever I hear that, I always think of that joke. But yeah, so it's really cool that like they put emphasis on stuff that is super interesting in movies that you don't really think about a lot. Like the accent thing, I watch all the time because I obviously love doing impressions. I think I'm good at them. I'm not really, but I'm kind of.
Speaking of The Shining,
yeah,
let me massage your ego for a minute.
Okay, massage away. Right.
So our episode, our special centered around The Shining, which everyone should watch. It's really fun.
And then watch the Joker review.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say we've done some good work.
Yeah, no, I was happy with both of those episodes. And The Shining, because there was so much research that I did, I was so unhappy because there was so much that we could have covered. Yeah. But actually, when I watched it back, I was like, Jesus, every second we're saying another tidbit of information, and it's just there's too much trivia.
Yeah,
we could have
really
done a 3-hour episode. We could be still doing the episode.
Yeah, we might come back to it at some stage. There's that much stuff.
But anyway, at this beginning of the episode, we're like, what will we do? And I was saying to Connor, I was like, well, you do a good Jack Torrance played by Jack Nicholson, and you did the famous I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in. So that's the first thing that happens in that whole episode. I upload it to YouTube because I'm the grease monkey, and I upload it and I get this email straight away saying copyright infringement. And it's an audio copyright infringement. Now, there is no bit of audio from The Shining in that episode. So I think they thought we were using Jack Nicholson's voice. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because there's not a snippet of audio from The Shining in it. Yeah. But there's you pretending to do Jack Torrance.
There you go. That's all you need. That's all I need. That really struck my ego when I found that out. Yeah. Oh, man. It's so good. Actually, speaking of...
Your smile was bigger than your face when I told you. You're like,
so good.
I'm trying to hide this now. I'm just going to embrace it.
I got the Jack Nicholson smile when you did it. You know, the big Jack.
Looking through the horns.
Funny enough, I watched for the first time Kick-Ass. I've only seen Kick-Ass 2 fully. I'd never watched the full Kick-Ass movie.
The first one?
First one, yeah.
Did you love it?
Thought it was great.
It's so good.
It's really, really good.
Matthew Vaughn?
Matthew Vaughn, yeah. I think it's awesome. Chloe Grace Moretz steals the show.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's great.
I love Jack Nicholson. Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. You were making that mistake when we were in the episode.
I did all the research for The Shining, and then the minute we start, I'm like, so Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
like, no, Jack Nicholson.
Could Jack Nicholson be more insulted?
Yeah, I know.
You know, but
Nicolas Cage has done some good work.
Occasionally.
2 decades
ago, yeah. What's he done for me lately? That's what I like to think.
Mandy, I haven't watched it, but I heard it's great.
Oh yeah, Mandy is great. And he was the voice of Superman in Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
And Spider-Man Noir.
He's Spider-Man Noir. Oh yeah, he has been in some good movies lately.
Well, if you the law of averages, if you do 100 movies a year, you're gonna get a good one.
Yeah, that's true. Every now and again, anyway.
Every now and again.
But yeah, so what was I saying? I've completely forgotten.
No clue.
Completely forgotten.
We were going impressions.
Jack Nicholson, Nicolas Cage. Oh yeah, I love that as Big Daddy. He deliberately talks like what's his name? Adam West.
Adam West.
He deliberately talks like, "Hey, citizen, it's good to see you. Nice of you to step in, kick ass," and all that. He does the broken speech.
It might as well be ass kicked.
Yeah, all that, and then the comic book and everything.
Chloe Grace Moretz wrecked, I think, like her knee or elbow or something like that. She still has an injury from doing all the stunts.
By the way, I was watching that movie. So many people from Lock, Stock and Smoking Barrels are in that movie.
Well, it's Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah,
he was a producer on Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, and he was also a producer on he made Layer Cake. Yeah, because there's a few people that carry over from that as well.
But I was watching it and I was like, oh my, I'd never seen Lock, Stock until recently. And
great first movie, by the way.
Such a good first movie. Guy Ritchie, such a good first movie. The cast is like so memorable.
Jason Statham's first movie.
Does a
backflip.
He does.
He does a clean backflip in like leather shoes. And a suit.
I will say I do prefer Jason Statham in Snatch. I think he's better in that.
Oh yeah, well,
than Lock, Stock.
I think I prefer Snatch in general.
Yeah, me too.
It's something about Brad Pitt's playing the traveller.
Or Brick Top.
The gypsy.
Brick Top as well.
Who's Brick Top?
He's the villain.
Oh, okay,
Turkish.
Yeah.
You know, I'll feed you to my pigs.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
Such a great cliche English gangster.
He's great, and I don't see that actor in anything else.
Yeah, and I know him.
Yeah,
I know I've seen him in something. It could be like EastEnders or Coronation Street.
He's in The Toast of London for one episode.
Okay, I've never seen that. That's with Matthew Berry, isn't
Matthew
it?
Perry, yeah.
Berry,
yeah, Matthew Berry.
Or Barry, is it?
Barry. No, it's Barry, I think, yeah.
The best voice in all of Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, yes. That's he has this.
He's in Enchantment, or what's it called?
Disenchantment.
He's
the love interest that she's being married
to. A pig.
And he's also in the IT Crowd.
He's great in Oh Look, a Gun.
Yeah, oh look, a gun.
I won't get in trouble today. Yeah. Oh look, a gun.
Yeah. But he talks like that all the time.
Kick-Ass is great though, isn't it?
Yeah, Kick-Ass is great. Anyway, that's our Dr. Sleep review.
Here, I've one other thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, it was The Blueprints.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope it makes some money.
Me too.
I actually do, because horrors can be so bad. They can actually be so bad. It's so cliche.
Yeah.
It's just repeat of a repeat. Oh, look, jump scare.
Yeah.
Oh, look, jump scare.
This movie doesn't do that.
No, not at all.
It'd be nice if a good horror did well.
I know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And isn't it great when you hear the theme tune?
Yeah.
Right at the start.
Love it.
You're just like,
you're back.
Right in place. You use 3 scenes from the original movie.
Yes, yeah.
It's cool, isn't it?
It is very cool.
Now they kind of like just tampered with them, took out the grain and all, but there's like 3 shots. We should talk about the actress who plays Wendy.
She's so good.
She's such a good mimic.
Yeah, whoever did it clearly, like they have an actress playing Wendy, they have one playing Dick Halloran, the Scatman Crothers role.
Well as well. I like him.
He does a good impression of Scatman Crothers, and they've one doing Jack Nicholson, who is the weakest of them all.
Yeah, it's
easily.
sad because it's the hardest one. You want it to be the best,
Yeah, but he's again, you know what it sounds like, and it feels like for the other ones they were like, we need you to be like Shelley Duvall, and we need you to be like Scatman Crothers, and then for the Jack Nicholson one they were like, you can do a Jack Nicholson impression, can't you?
Yeah.
Whereas you really wanted him to be like perfect.
He needed a few Red Bulls before he did it.
You needed to turn up the notches a bit.
Alex Esso, I think is
Wendy. Yeah,
is Wendy. She's great in it. And I was just reading about how she studied the movements and everything of Shelley Duvall.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Whenever I see Shelley, I always think of Cartman. His girlfriend is called Shelley, and Shelley, Shelley. That's all I can hear.
So yeah, like it's actually, if you're a fan of The Shining, I think most people will like it.
Yeah, Henry Thomas is the Jack Torrance guy as the bartender. See that? Yeah. He's the only disappointing one, especially because you're waiting for it. And
he looks the part.
He does.
He actually looks the part. Do you know what it is? And I always talk about this with Jack Nicholson because he's actually like such a handsome man, but he's got the worst hairline ever. For a guy who's so successful in Hollywood and played like the front man, and a lot of women, I think, know his charisma as well is absolutely infectious.
Yeah.
But like, I think even in Vivian Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick's daughter, talks about him having such sex appeal on the set. She was like something like a 16-year-old girl, and she's just like, oh my god, he's a Hollywood hunk.
Yeah,
but he's got the worst hairline ever. So he just breaks that trope.
Yeah,
and this actor has a very similar hairline.
Yeah,
he looks like him.
It's sad. It is sad that because you really want that one to be perfect. You know,
you want it just turned up,
and especially because it's the last one you see, and like of the flashbacks, it's the last one you see, and. The first 2 have been so good. Yeah. You really let down when it gets to the, because it's the big one.
It is the big one.
Seeing Jack Torrance
and that's the
again.
one you want to see.
Yeah.
Like, it's the thing you're like constantly. Oh, here, I should actually say as well, they were thinking of doing like CGI and like
surprised,
de-aging.
I'm surprised they
the
didn't.
actors.
Yeah.
I thought they would do that.
Yeah.
Now, they said that they debated that was the longest thing that Mike Flanagan said him and his production team debated is whether they should just de-age the actors.
Yeah.
But now Jack Nicholson's been retired for quite a while.
He's not in shape.
And Shelley Duvall is suffering from mental illness,
which is really sad.
So she can't act like.
There's a Dr. Phil episode which is egregious where it just takes advantage of her.
It's horrible. It's actually horrible to watch.
Really, really bad.
Because like, okay, she's famous, I get it, but she's saying mad shit. She's obviously not in reality at the moment.
It's tough to watch.
Yeah, it's not good. It's just exploitation.
Yeah.
At its worst, especially like it's mental illness. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anyway,
so yeah, they probably had eventually they probably just forced.
Yeah. But I mean,
imagine they had Danny as the kid, but it's the actor.
Yeah, it's the actor. Yeah,
Daniel Lloyd, a 46-year-old man,
stuffed into the tricycle and then with the
jumper.
Rocket T-shirt, rolling around.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah. So check out Doctor Sleep.
Worth a watch.
It is worth our watch. It's both our stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Is it as good as The Shining?
No, but it never was going to
never
be.
Would be.
I was always only thing I would have liked to see is Mike Flanagan try to replicate some of the camera movements.
Yeah,
he does it a bit, but not as much as I'd like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be nice if when you got to the Overlook Hotel,
it went into
all of a
Kubrick
sudden
mode.
It turned into a Kubrick mode. You know?
I love that.
Yeah,
that's what he should have done.
Yeah.
Oh, can I do a little bit of a spoiler?
Go on.
Just a little bit.
Teeny bit of a spoiler.
Little tiny.
Yeah.
So the blood scene coming out of the elevator.
Yeah.
Is replicated, but so it's through the eyes of Danny is what they say you keep seeing in the movie, and which makes sense because he sees it early on, and they flash back to it maybe 3 times before we actually get to see Wendy see it.
Yeah,
but even when Wendy sees it, it's still from a downward angle, as if it's like a 5-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So they replicated it, but an adult, I won't say who, sees it in the hotel. So the angle is a bit different.
Yeah.
It's a bit higher.
Which is great.
And it's CGI blood because they couldn't get... Obviously, they wanted to replicate the blood exactly.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the visual artist that's like, right, so you want me to make the exact same waves but at a different angle? Like, what the fuck am I getting paid to do?
Oh, man.
I want to work in Avatar, man.
It's so
I don't
good.
want to be drawing blood in, but either way, I love that. I love that attention to detail.
Totally.
Where Mike Flanagan's like, well, I'll just have an adult perspective. The exact same scene.
You see, that's the thing. Like, you see him put so much care and attention into that you're like, oh, I just wish he'd gone that one step further. You know,
just one step further. Yeah. But hey, come on, like 39 years later.
Yeah.
I was walking in there going, especially after doing the episode, the Shining episode, I was like, I'm such a fan of this movie now. It's one of my all-time favorites, honestly.
Yeah.
Doing the research, like I've always loved the movie, but doing the research, I was like, I'm in love with this movie now. I'm actually in love with it, and I'm in love with the unanswered questions.
Yeah.
I love that. And going into it, I was like, I'm going to be so let down.
Yeah. But you weren't.
And I wasn't.
Me neither.
Yeah.
So we recommend checking it out.
Stamp of approval.
Stamp of approval from Straight to Series. We know that you were looking for that Mike Flanagan and you have it.
You have it. You can sleep tonight now.
Be on your way. Go lay down next to your hot wife, who was not in this movie, which was surprising.
Who's he married to?
He's married to...
Is it you and Carla?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wait, is it Carla? I think it's the one from
Carla Gugino or something like that.
No. It's Haunting of Hill House one. Who's the lesbian who can't touch people.
Oh, I can't see her.
I'll get her.
Because Mike Flanagan is not a good-looking dude.
No, he is not.
He looks like Daniel Lloyd looks right now.
Yeah, he's not a good-looking dude. Incredibly intelligent, but not particularly good-looking. No offense to Mike Flanagan. But you're a genius.
Your man who's married to Mila Jovovich as well. That director.
Kate Siegel. Yeah, he's married to her. She's the lead in Hush as well.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
And she is in Gerald's Game.
Is she?
Yeah. She plays Sally. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, because there's like 4 actors in it.
Yeah, she's in it.
Ah, cool.
Anyway.
Yeah, will we move on to trailers?
Yeah, we'll move on to trailers. This is a long one.
This was the long one, yeah. We can breeze through the trailers anyway. So The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Trailer was great and then wasn't so great.
Don't watch the trailer if you want to see the movie.
Yeah.
It's the trailer is such a letdown. Starts really strong.
It starts really strong, where it's like just one big unanswered question.
Yeah.
Is Elizabeth Moss seeing this in her head?
Yeah.
Or is there an invisible man? Even though it's called The Invisible Man, we know there's an invisible man.
Totally.
But then, we get to see things from the third act.
Yeah.
It's the first trailer. Like, it could come out till next year.
Yeah, we shouldn't have got anything like that. It should have ended. The picture for the trailer is her in the shower and his handprint on the thing. That's how the trailer should have ended.
Yeah, that would have been excellent.
Should have stopped there.
Yeah.
And then as they were kind of ramping up, as it gets to like the mid part of the trailer, it shows that she's living in kind of this house or whatever. And I'm like, oh my god, if the entire movie is just set in this house, it'd be so good. You know,
that would be cool. Even though I do like seeing her go to an insane asylum.
Yeah.
Because people obviously are not going to believe that there's an invisible man.
Totally.
But here, like, spoiler alert, there's a trailer.
Yeah.
You get to see a machine.
Yeah.
That makes him invisible. Stop explaining shit.
Yeah.
Like,
stop it.
There's no invisible people in the world. I get that, but I'm on board with this. Don't show me a machine that he created. If he's that much of a genius, why the fuck is he dedicating his life to haunting this one woman?
Yeah.
You know, like, come on.
And they do this thing in the trailer where they're always like, I don't even remember the character's name. He's so twisted that he'd want to haunt you, like he'd want to find a way to torture you, whether you were alive or dead. I was like, I thought it'd be a better movie if they were like, if she was telling her friends all these terrible things, and they're like, look, I know you're saying these terrible things about him, but like, he doesn't seem like that, you know? And like, if they were his friends as well, and one of the points of the trailer is that he's killed himself. And I was like, if they had like been upset that he killed himself and everything, or they felt bad for him, and create this dynamic where, they're not completely on her side, where they're like,
course,
I just think it'd be more
Instead
interesting.
Of him just being like, oh, he's a dickhead.
He's a really bad guy, It'd be nice if there was some nuance to the divorce, or maybe even he was a terrible guy, but people believe her, but they don't fully understand,
There's a movie that does this really well that Steven Soderbergh did, called Unsane.
Okay.
And he filmed it all on an iPhone, which is just so cool. Mm-hmm. But Claire Foy,
Claire Foy, yeah.
She's in it, and she's just this woman who's saying like, this guy's obsessed with me.
Yeah.
He's a stalker.
Mm-hmm.
And no one believes her because they just have no proof for her. And she goes into an insane asylum, and like, as a viewer, you don't know if she's telling the truth or not until the third act, and it's really fun. And all the trailers gave away nothing.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is the guy that she's saying is stalking him ends up working in the insane asylum, and then you're like, oh, is this real?
Yeah.
Like, or is she just seeing a guy and going, oh, he's the guy who's been following me, And it's really cool. And it's really ambiguous all the way up to the end. And also, Claire Foy's a great actress.
She is. She's awesome.
I really want to watch The Crown because she's supposed to like shine in that.
Yeah, I've heard. So I was excited. Oh, excuse me. In the first minute and a half, I was like, "Oh my god, I want to see this movie."
Yeah.
And then in the rest of the trailer, I was like, "I have no interest in seeing this now." Really.
There's one reason I'll see this trailer.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah.
She looks like she's not phoning it in at all. It looks like a great performance from her.
She looks as haggard as Shelley Duvall does towards the end in The Shining.
She looks rough.
She looks really, really bad.
She had a rough go of things.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of cool elements to this movie that I don't think they lean into hard enough,
Yeah.
I feel like they could do such cool things with it, and then they move more into, popcorn horror. Where
I know.
If they wanted to do something interesting, they could have.
Now, I will have to see the second trailer now to see if it'll bring me back.
Yeah.
It's funny that way, where if this was really ambiguous, didn't show too much, I'd be like, oh, that's all I need to see.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah.
I'm not going to watch the second or third trailer.
Whereas
Where now I'm like, oh, well, I've seen too much that now I just need the next trailer to help me come back.
Make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway.
I wanted to see less, and now I need to see more.
It's so strange.
Yeah. Where Batman versus Superman, first trailer, I was like, oh, I'm in. I'm so in. Second trailer, what the fuck? Why is Mario Brothers Abomination like just
why is there
jumping around the
Teenage
place?
Mutant Ninja Turtle here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not get into that movie.
Yeah, no.
I hate it. Well, to move from one horror to another, The Servant.
The Servant.
Yeah, which is the M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan, isn't it? Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalan.
There's at least 4 L's and 3 N's in it.
In Always Sunny, they say M. Night Shyamalan all the time.
Do they?
So, yeah.
I thought it was Shyamalan. Either way.
We just say Night. M. Night.
Yeah. The guy who did I See Dead People.
I See Dead People. Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense.
And Split.
Did Split as well. Yeah, I'm sure. Unbreakable. That's my favourite movie he's ever done.
Yeah, Unbreakable.
Yeah, he did Signs as well, actually. You know that?
He did Signs.
And The Village. Did you ever see The Village?
No, but I know the twist in The Village.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a new TV show for the Apple TV series.
Apple TV Plus, which is out now.
Yeah.
This isn't out yet.
Mm-hmm. This is coming out
TV show.
end of this month.
Yeah, actually, I have it up here.
I think it's 25th or 26th.
It's the 28th.
Oh shit!
You were close. It's the 20th, the 28th of November.
Yeah.
Servant, you brought this to me.
Servant, yeah. So I was watching. I saw it pop up, and the only reason I clicked on it was because last time we recorded the podcast, we went on this huge, like, long-winded talk about the career of Toby Kebbell.
That doesn't sound like we'd ever do anything like that. That doesn't sound like us.
And it was before we even started the podcast. Like, we were an hour behind because we were just talking about Toby Kebbell.
Toby Kebbell and going through all his filmography.
Yeah. Anyway, I saw him in the box on YouTube, and I was like, oh fuck, I really want to watch this trailer. And I watched it, and it's so good. I'm not gonna give away the trailer.
Yeah, because it's fun. It's actually fun to watch.
Yeah, because I showed it to Ian, and he had the exact same reaction that I did.
Yeah, we reacted equally.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? Wait, hold on.
So, just say it looks really cool.
It does, doesn't it?
Rupert Grint's in it as well, doing an Irish accent.
Mm-hmm.
Toby Kebbell looks like, as always, acting up a storm.
He's great.
He's
and an understated actor as well. The way we were talking about Ewan McGregor, like he's never like dialed up too much. He's just a very understated kind of actor, and I like it.
He's really good. He's in my favorite Black Mirror episode. So many Black Mirror actors in this episode.
Actually,
yeah, but he's in my favorite Black Mirror episode, The Entire History of You.
Brilliant.
And he's Koba in the Planet of the Apes.
And if
series.
I know it's CGI and all that.
Yeah.
But if you watch that. If you watch it behind the scenes,
it's a performance.
He's Koba.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing the jaw and everything.
Oh yeah.
All the movements. Yeah. He's excellent. He's so good.
Yeah. Like those movies are so good.
And he's in King Kong.
Yeah.
But he's just like he's a soldier in it. Mm-hmm. But he also
he's Kong.
Like I don't think he's Kong, but he actually helped. Like he gave advice and things on the motion capture.
All right.
So he's obviously really good at it.
Yeah.
But Koba is his best performance. It's funny how like it's his best performance, but yet he's playing an ape and he's fully CGI'd. But you have to see behind the scenes to believe how good and how much of him is in that performance.
Yeah. Those Planet of the Apes movies have no right being as good as they are.
It makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't.
We both love them.
And the director, we'll get to him later.
Yes, doing the Batman movies. And
Connection.
Batman casting we'll be talking about later.
Podcast universe.
Oh, chills. But check out The Servant.
Servant. It actually looks really good.
Yeah.
I hope Shyamalan or whatever his name is doesn't fuck it up because I don't trust him.
No, me
I really
neither.
don't.
Yeah. I was so excited for Split, and then Glass came out.
Glass. Oh, he just pissed off.
Such a disappointment.
He pissed off so many people.
With Glass.
Unbreakable was great.
Yeah.
Split was pretty decent. I liked Split.
Really
James
good.
McAvoy carries it in a way.
Totally.
He's so good.
Totally.
And then Glass, he's just like, nope, I'm back to my old ways.
Yeah. The Servant is good.
He was dead all along.
It's so stupid. Anyway, so check out the Servant trailer. We don't want to spoil it. Looks like a great premise.
Looks really fun. And it looks, we're hoping it's a mini-series.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it should be just contained to a certain amount of episodes.
4 episodes max, I'd say.
Well, it's got, I think, 10.
10? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's got 10.
Oh, Jesus.
But I hope that's the whole story.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just seems like that anyway. And we were saying it would be great if it is really good that it becomes an anthology series.
It's the first 3 episodes come out at the same time. I bet you'll be able to watch them for free.
I hope so, because that's what they did with a lot of their shows. The morning show, that's a Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell one.
Yeah.
And then they did C as well, SEE.
Yeah.
C. Now, C, senor.
Apple TV's live, by the way.
Yeah, it's live.
So check it out if
There's
you're interested.
There's not much on it, though.
No, not much. Do some research before you get into it, because it doesn't look like there's anything. This is the only cool thing I see coming to it.
Well, C and the morning show is their like big staple kind of TV shows at the moment. But you can watch the first 3 episodes of both of them, so you can really decide. And I think C only has 8 episodes altogether, so you're nearly watching half the season before you decide if you want to get it or not. So it's kind of perfect.
So we're going from a good trailer, a great trailer, to a terrible, awful trailer.
This looks like a massive budget movie that's under everyone's radar.
Midway.
Midway.
We're a bit behind on this trailer. Like, it came out months ago.
You know, I've actually seen it loads of times, and I made a mental note a bunch of times going, I need to talk about this terrible trailer with you, and I just kept forgetting.
It's so bad. It looks like a movie made in the early 2000s. It looks like a spiritual sequel to Pearl Harbor. Yeah. It looks just as bad. It's got the same cast, the same type of cast, you know.
And yet there's some big players in it.
Some good actors. Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson, Aaron Eckhart, who hasn't done much.
Eckhart, yeah, he hasn't done much
since Two-Face.
lately.
Nick Jonas, Ed Skrein.
Ed Skrein in it. Nick Jonas with a sexy mustache.
I mean, he always looks sexy.
I pay the price of admission just to see him with a sexy mustache.
Me too.
And Patrick Wilson's in it as well.
Patrick Wilson, who I'm
big fan of.
Love Patrick Wilson. So good.
Oh, 100 million. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a terrible CGI fest. It looks
so bad.
It looks terrible. It looks like you're just watching. Go from Endgame. It looks like you're playing Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a video game.
It's like you're playing the Dark Knight 3 or whatever. Batman.
Oh, Rise.
Whatever. You're playing a really good video game.
Arkham Knight.
Thank you. Arkham Knight 3, and then you're going straight to like Mario Brothers or Tomb Raider 1 even for PlayStation 1.
It just doesn't look good. It does not look like a movie made in 2019.
It looks like a cheap video game.
Yeah.
It really does. It looks like a cartoon.
It's out today in the United States.
Oh, the 8th of November.
Holy shit.
And this is, like we were saying, it looks like a disservice because it's based around like a real war or a battle.
Did you see that?
What's
Go back
this?
up. Just scroll back up a little. The film will be released on November 8th, 2019, Veterans Day weekend.
Oh,
so cash cow.
Yeah, and this looks piss poor. Like it looks like it's just pissing on the memory of people who passed away. Like it really We've looks,
related news to that as well.
Well,
don't we?
Do we?
Yeah, we do. James Dean. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. Sorry, I forgot that connection. Yeah, it's done by Roland Emmerich. Roland Emmerich.
Yeah.
Ronald Emmerich.
No, Ronald Weasley is in Servant.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's definitely what
you were
happened.
Thinking of, yeah.
So Roland Emmerich did Independence Day.
Yeah.
And the best movie ever, Independence Day 2. Which he recently... Have you seen his comments on that recently?
He doesn't like the reception it got.
No. He admitted that he never should have done it.
Oh, really?
He said he should have passed on it the way Will Smith passed on it.
Oh, wow.
Which I do like. I enjoy his honesty and I appreciate it. But then he just makes this shit show of a movie. And I was only talking to someone that we both work with, Keith, and a shout out to Keith.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I really want to watch Midway because I didn't know about this side of Pearl Harbor. I think it's just after Pearl Harbor the events that happened."
Yeah.
And I was saying to him, "Keith, did you see the trailer? I don't think this is going to educate you.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie's about educating you on what happened. This is just looking for your money. Like it's just it looks like Transformers,
but not even good.
Yeah.
Well, the first Transformers is good.
Yeah. Well, the CGI in Transformers, I'll give them that, is decent. This just looks...
That's true.
This looks awful.
Yeah. So, don't see Midway, basically. It's out now.
Check out the trailer.
Check out the trailer and you won't want to see it.
I'd be very surprised. I was shocked that I met someone that wanted to see it.
Yeah. Go see Doctor Sleep instead.
Yeah, definitely.
Out at the same time. You'll have a better time watching Doctor Sleep. So, Joe, we're just going to quickly go through some news now.
Yeah. Some interesting stuff going on here.
Some interesting stuff. So, just related to the Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
There's more Batman casting news.
It's getting saucy.
It is.
It's getting spicy.
It is. So the two big rumors now are that Andy Serkis is in talks to play Alfred.
Yes.
And that
our boy
Colin Farrell,
hometown hero,
is in talks to be the Penguin.
The Penguin, which I never would have seen.
No,
that's out of left field. I was like, what?
If I was looking at Colin Farrell, I would say Two-Face. That'd be his.
Yeah. And you remember a good while ago he was rumored to be Batman.
Yeah, that's true. I think
he's too small for Batman.
He is. He's a bit small.
He's around 5'8", I think 5'9".
Now he has the broad, like he's broad, and you could see him.
And he's handsome enough.
Yeah, but he's not big and he's not tall enough. You know.
I was saying to you, this is the most fuckable Penguin ever.
Definitely, and I think it's a cool direction to go. Like I can see him being more of a realistic mobster Penguin. You know.
Yeah, and I found it hard to kind of see, and then I seen some fan art, and I was just like, I'm so sold.
Yeah, I'm in.
Not that I'd ever be against him playing Penguin, but just seeing him visually as Penguin.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously not going to go for the more, the physical representation where Penguin kind of looks like a penguin.
Yeah.
Where he's just going to look like a handsome dude that's Penguin.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the direction they're going. Now they're both rumored, but they're strong rumors.
Yeah, well supposedly they're both in talks. Yeah. That's what I've heard.
Andy Serkis is a great choice for Alfred as a different direction to go.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see both of them playing the characters.
Yeah.
But Andy Serkis, I so want to be a bad guy. I just always want him to be a bad guy.
Me too. I think he's a good choice of Alfred as someone who, for a younger Batman in Robert Pattinson, could almost step in and save him or something.
Yeah.
Or be a bit of a badass, you know.
Yeah, he's physically capable of helping him out.
Like
definitely. He's also very age appropriate.
Yeah.
Like the Alfred, I assume he's in his 50s.
He's about his 50s in the
like Andy Serkis. Talking about.
Funny enough, Andy Serkis, but
Yeah.
Alfred in the comics is normally kind of 50s.
Is he?
Yeah, he's normally in around that. He's not that old. Like they, especially now, what they've done is they sort of have Alfred's. He only stepped in sort of when Bruce was very young, and then he became attached to Bruce, and he was a very young man, like he was in his 20s when he stepped in. So then Bruce goes away and he comes back when he's in his 20s as well.
Right.
So Alfred's in his 50s or something. So he's kind of a younger guy, and I think it's a good choice. It's a different direction to go with Alfred.
Definitely. The casting, man, is intriguing. Heating up.
And then a sort of a looser rumor is Matthew McConaughey as Two-Face.
As Two-Face, which I find, I struggle with that a bit.
Me too.
Just seeing it, even though, come on, like Matthew McConaughey's amazing.
Totally.
Let's forget The Dark Tower. Have you seen him in that?
Oh, I don't want to watch it.
He's the Man in Black. He's shockingly bad.
I've heard.
And he's bad in it.
Yeah.
You know when a movie's that bad, when it can create, like you can make an actor like Matthew McConaughey look terrible.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought Matthew McConaughey is the one I struggle with, but I don't know. It's just I'd like to see it. You know what I mean. He's the Harvey Dent type, definitely. There's a bit of darkness to him.
So right, let's go over it. So we got Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah.
We got Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, which I'm so into that.
Yeah, me too.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright is Gordon. Excellent choice.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
After that, who do we have?
Riddler.
Oh, Paul Dano.
Paul Dano as Riddler.
I'm so sold on Paul Dano as Riddler.
Me too.
He looks exactly like the Riddler.
Yeah. And now we have the rumor of Andy Serkis as Alfred.
And Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell as Penguin. That's a great cast.
It's a very cool cast.
Very strong cast.
Very interesting cast as well.
Yeah.
It's a cast that's so interesting that I've seen so many strong opinions.
Yeah.
But now I think Batman in general, everyone has a strong opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, no, he can't be Batman, or no, she can't be Catwoman. No way she can be Catwoman.
You know, I really think when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is going to bring something we haven't seen before to all these characters. You know, like it's the Paul Dano Riddler is very different to the Jim Carrey Riddler. You know,
very different.
Very different. Like you're not going to see the same thing that you might have seen if Jonah Hill was Riddler.
True.
You know?
True. Even though I was so in with Jonah Hill being Riddler, but at the same time, Paul Dano, I think, is a better choice. I actually think, even though the whole rumor is that Jonah Hill wanted more money.
Yeah, but
he wanted $10 million.
Woo!
And they were like,
take it easy, Jonah.
Yeah.
But so Paul Dano is the Riddler, and then Colin Farrell as a different type of Penguin. You know, all we have is the Danny DeVito Penguin.
And Colin Farrell plays a great bad guy in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
He does.
Like, so good that when he turns into Johnny Depp, you're like,
you're disappointed.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, I'm like, I wanted him to be the villain for the next few movies. He's so good.
It's Warner Brothers, so maybe they did see that and kind of go, oh, all right. Let's get him back as a villain. And
actually, you know what? His costume in that, he's in like, it's a black and white costume, isn't it?
It's very like Penguin.
It's kind of a Penguin
It's just
costume.
like a suit. It's almost like a tuxedo.
And he's really manipulative.
It's like an old school suit.
Yeah.
But it's got the black and the white. Like it looks very much like a tuxedo that you kind of see.
Yeah.
Penguin kind of wears like a tuxedo looking penguin type thing.
It's cool. Jeffrey Wright, again, like I love that they're bringing these strong kind of older actors like Andy Serkis as Alfred and Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon against a really young Batman. I think is a super cool dynamic that we haven't really seen in the movies, you know?
This cast, I'm hyped for this movie.
Me too.
Sadly, we have to wait until 2021.
Yeah.
And what's really sad about waiting that long is because we've already been waiting so long, because this was supposed to be Ben Affleck's going to write, he's going to produce, he's going to direct, he's going to star in, and then it was like Matt Reeves is coming on board, but he's going to rewrite it, but Ben Affleck's probably going to play Batman, and then this has been going on for ages.
Yeah.
But I do love that Matt Reeves has been writing this for over 2 years now, because he was still in post-production with The Last Planet of the Apes when he signed on to direct this, and he's been working on the script ever since. So by the time it goes into production, which is supposed to be January of next year, he will have been working on it for at least 2.5 years.
I'm glad.
That makes me feel good.
Me too. Makes me feel good.
It's unlike David Ayer that just spat out the Suicide Squad script.
Yeah.
Supposedly he said 6 weeks. Warner Brothers needed to go into production in 6 weeks, so they're like, can you write it in 6 weeks? And it's mad because when you watch the movie, it
doesn't
feels
show.
like he had 4 weeks to write the script.
Yeah. But
so this is not rushed at all.
No. And every time we talk about Batman, I think you track these episodes. Every time we talk about it, we seem more excited and more like.
Especially you.
Especially me. I was really down on it.
I had just seen Robert Pattinson
Yeah.
in Good Time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I've been harsh on that actor. He's great in that.
I need to watch The Lighthouse, actually.
I need to see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to see that. But that's why I was actually like, okay, I can see him as Batman just because I realized how harsh I was. Because, like, come on, like, Twilight, everyone's still trying to wash the taste of Twilight out of their mouth.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart's trying to wash the taste of Robert Pattinson out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she did that.
With all those
quickly.
ladies.
She did that pretty quickly.
Hey-oh. Yeah, she was...
she was cheating on him with the... with the director of Snow White.
Oh,
and the
really?
Huntsman.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Do you not know that?
Well, I think I
thought you'd be on the ground level for all of that.
I think I did. Maybe I did in the back of my mind, but she was just talking. There's an article recently about her talking about being slut shamed when all that stuff came out and like how difficult it was for her.
But can you imagine how highly publicized her and Robert Pattinson's them two together because of the whole Twilight saga.
Yeah.
And then her next movie, they find out that she was sleeping with the director.
Yeah.
So like that was so publicized, you know.
Yeah.
I do like what she did though. She kind of did what Daniel Radcliffe did. Was once they finished with their big massive franchises. If you've ever heard of Harry Potter, I think some people might have.
Yeah.
He just went and did all these weird roles.
Yeah.
And she's doing the same thing. And like, I'm not her biggest fan.
But you got to respect her for it.
I do like that she's like, well, I want to distance myself as much. And Robert Pattinson's kind of doing the same thing.
Totally.
He was a bit slower. But maybe it was because people were like, "Oh, we don't want to."
You know, Robert Pattinson is a genuinely good actor, and he tried to improve the Twilight stuff.
He did actually, and nearly lost his job.
He nearly lost his job because he tried to make improvements to it.
I do like how almost humble he is when he talks about that, and he's like, "So, you know, I went in and was like, oh, I want to change this and that," and then his agent's like, yeah, they're gonna recast you, and he's like, okay, I'll just do what they want, because he knew it was a big opportunity.
He has no problem shitting on those movies as well.
But I like how he will tell the truth that he did just bow to them in the end and go, okay, I don't want to lose that job.
He was like, look, I was a struggling actor, you know, it was a huge role. Why would I turn my back on it?
I tried to make it better. They said no, and I was like, okay, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, I'll do my job.
I'll stand over there.
Yeah.
X marks the spot.
Fair play to him. He's turned it around, obviously, and now he's Batman.
He's fucking Batman.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, really cool.
So I think the last bit of news we're really going to get into is this James Dean controversy.
This is weird.
Yeah, this is really weird.
I was looking over news to talk about, and I was like, how the fuck did I miss this?
Yeah, this kind of links into the midway exploitation thing that we were talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
But this director, do you have his name or anything? Or
I don't have his name. It's Finding Jack is the name of the film.
Yeah. And the director is such a fan of James Dean that he's not doing a homage to him. He is fully resurrecting him and having him as an actor in the movie.
As a full-on CGI actor.
And the director got permission from the estate of James Dean to do this.
So it's directed by two people, actually.
Anton Ernst and Taiti... Oh, I won't pronounce that name.
Golik?
Yeah.
Golik?
You throw them up on screen or something. Yeah.
There's a Y, there's a K, and there's a H. Golik.
There is, and they're all in the wrong places.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so these people are such James Dean fans that they are like actually putting him in the movie. They have permission from the estate, and a lot of actors, and I mean I agree with them, are outspoken about this, saying it's a travesty.
Yeah, it's horrible. And I was telling you, so it's called Finding Jack.
Yeah.
And I thought the acrobatics that I did in my head was like, oh, well, maybe James Dean, his nickname was Jack, like Jack D or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was going to be about like a fan that was trying to find James Dean, like finding James, finding Jack. And then I'd be like, I could kind of see how they could use CGI footage of him, but he's not going to be a main star.
Yeah.
This is a film that's unrelated completely to James Dean. This is a film about, do you know what? It's about abandoned dogs after the Vietnamese War.
So strange.
That's what it's about. And they couldn't find a good enough actor that was like James Dean. So they just decided to put James Dean in it. Like, it's so strange. But what's worst about this is the fact that it's like, do they have the budget to make this even look realistic? Like, I know there's the moral thing, but also if it's a movie about just post Vietnamese War, and there's supposedly just like 10,000 canine dogs. Canine dogs. Canine soldiers. That's what I meant to say. Canine dogs.
Canine dogs.
Unlike those other dogs that are uncanine.
Uncanine dogs, obviously.
So yeah, they're just like abandoned in Vietnam. So I assume they're Americans, and I assume I'm just putting one and one together.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to finding Jack is probably a dog. Like
Yeah.
he's finding his dog. Maybe there's a soldier that's trying to find his
There's
dog.
James Dean.
Who's James Dean? Yeah. So isn't that just so weird? And James Dean's gonna be like a supporting character in it.
I just think it's in such poor taste.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like whatever about bringing actors back with CGI, if it's done right, like, you know, Grand Moff Tarkin is one of them from Rogue One.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Yeah.
And that still looks weird.
It does look weird.
It looks like some rubber man. Like,
And
it's strange.
It feels unnecessary.
And they had a huge budget. That was Star Wars. That was Disney.
It feels
Just pumping it full of money, and it still looked weird. It was a bit jarring.
You know what they could have done? I was thinking about this recently, as I often do. I think about Rogue One or Star Wars movies that have let me down because there's so many.
I actually wasn't let down by Rogue One.
No,
myself.
I wasn't either. Yeah, it was good. But I was thinking they could have had him as one of those projections like R2 does the entire time.
Yeah, yeah.
And that way you wouldn't really
so
notice.
He's just giving orders.
So he's just giving orders instead of having him be there and everything.
I know, yeah.
Like they could have.
That's a great idea, actually.
They could have just had him as a protection, and he's like, "I'll be taking over the space station," or whatever his fucking lines.
Even a glitching hologram, like like that is what you're pretty much saying. But even if you put more glitches in it, you really would hide the fact that it's the whole uncanny valley thing.
It's and even like. You could have a full-on hologram where he's coming and he's being projected so he can watch the station. He doesn't have to be there in person.
Yeah.
And it's just a smarter way of bringing someone back. You know, it's giving you room for error.
Of course. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
You know?
You're hiding the blemishes. And you know, I seen that movie with my mate, and he didn't realize that was a CGI character. And I was like, don't you ever talk to me again, you weirdo.
How could you not notice?
This same guy watched Justice League and didn't realize the floating lip on Henry Cavill, and I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah.
So obviously he might have that condition where people just can't recognize. You know, when you can't recognize someone's face, it's just a blur.
That's definitely it.
That surely has to be what it is.
Everyone should, if you're not already, subscribe to Ryan Reynolds' YouTube channel. It's hilarious, but he makes fun of the Henry Cavill thing in his most recent thing.
Like 2 years later.
So good, so good.
Well, it still affects me. Put it that way.
Keeps me up at night.
Yeah, sometimes when I close my eyes, I see it. It scares the shit out of me.
But at the moment now, it's The Shining.
It's The Shining.
When you lay your head down to sleep, you do the my favorite scene. I want to start making videos where it's that intercut with just shitty movies or something terrible.
Yeah.
You know, like Halle Berry's Catwoman. He's just lying down, and he wakes up screaming.
Amazing.
It's so good. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of it for this week.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Hunk of the week.
Hunk of the week is the $1 billion baby.
Joker. We hope it's $1 billion. Otherwise,
that's gonna be.
It'll be $1 billion eventually.
And Warner Brothers is gonna be so happy.
Yeah, and Skunk we're gonna give to Midway.
Midway
for being exploitative and just wrong.
Just wrong in every way.
Yeah.
Check out the trailer. Honestly.
Yeah. By the way, I looked it up during our quick little break that you wouldn't see because we cut, but 39% Rotten Tomatoes.
That's higher than I thought it would be.
Yeah, me too.
It's hard. Batman versus Superman.
It's true, and that's not difficult to do.
Yeah, no.
All right, thank you very much for listening straight to series, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Like and subscribe, please.
Yes, please do. Check out our Instagram. That's where most of our social media stuff happens.
And you should check out the Shining episode as well.
Check out the Shining episode.
You know what? I've heard from some of my friends who've listened to it, and it got them so hyped for Dr. Sleep.
Really?
It really did, and I'm so glad. And got me hyped as well. Both of us were a bit like, we need to see this movie now.
I need to see it, yeah. And having read the books and everything, I was already pretty hyped, but I didn't realize how, once you got in depth to the movie and everything, that it was just so exciting, you know?
You can put your minds at ease. It does not diminish the legacy that Stanley Kubrick left behind.
No, it doesn't. It's a worthy sequel.
Yeah.
Worthy sequel. So, yeah, goodbye, everyone, and we will see you next time.